You're listening to Healing After Heartbreak, the podcast where women rise into clarity, confidence, and emotional safety after life shakes them awake. Hosted by Mary Majors, a master certified confidence and clarity coach who blends psychology, nervous system wisdom, and faith, this show guides you back to the woman you were always meant to be. If you're ready for grounded truth, gentle strength, and healing that actually lasts, you're in the right place.
Welcome back to Healing After Heartbreak. I'm Mary Majors, and guess what? Our brand new Facebook community is officially open. This is your space to rise, a faith-rooted, trauma-sensitive sanctuary for rebuilding your identity, restoring self-trust, and stepping into your next chapter with confidence. Inside, we'll reflect on episodes, share breakthroughs, ask real questions, and support each other as we grow. If you're craving connection, clarity, and a community that lifts you higher, your invite is waiting in the show notes. You're welcome here. You're supported here. You belong here. Now take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Let your nervous system settle. Because today, we're stepping into something sacred. Today we're talking about identity after heartbreak, the tender, holy, disorienting, powerful season when the woman you were dissolves and the woman you're becoming begins to take shape. Here's the truth most women never hear. Heartbreak doesn't just break your heart, it breaks your identity open. But that opening is not your undoing, it's your rebirth. When a relationship ends, especially one you poured your whole heart into, your identity is shaken to its foundation. Not because you're weak, not because you're dramatic, but because relationships weave themselves into the architecture of your life. They shape your routines, your belonging, your self-story, your emotional patterns, your spiritual questions, and your vision of the future. So when that relationship collapses, the structure collapses with it. And suddenly you're standing in the rubble asking, who am I now? Who am I without this person? Who am I becoming? This isn't dysfunction. This is transformation. There is a space between who you were and who you're becoming, and that space is foggy, tender, and strangely sacred. It's the cocoon, the chrysalis, the holy pause before the rising. You're not supposed to feel clear here. You're supposed to feel undone because the identity you built inside that relationship is dissolving and the identity you're stepping into hasn't fully formed yet. This is the moment where God, your nervous system, and your spirit are doing deep internal work. You're not lost, you're being remade. And you may notice the signs. You don't relate to old habits anymore. You feel less tolerant of chaos, confusion, or emotional immaturity. You crave depth, deeper conversations, deeper friendships, deeper truth. You feel a quiet pull towards something more aligned, even if you can't name it yet. These aren't signs you're falling apart. These are signs you're waking up. I find it helps to name the woman you're becoming. She is clearer, calmer, more grounded, more discerning. She's more spiritually aligned, more emotionally safe, more anchored in her worth. She's confident in her voice. She's connected to her intuition. She's not the woman who tolerated breadcrumbs. She's not the woman who abandoned herself to keep the peace. She's not the woman who confused intensity with intimacy. She is the woman who knows who she is and refuses to shrink for anyone. This version of you isn't created by heartbreak. She's revealed by it. And now, let's talk about how you support this identity rebirth, because this part matters. First, let the old identity fall away. Let her slip off your shoulders like a coat that no longer fits. Let her rest. Let her be complete. Stop trying to resurrect a version of you that was built around someone else's needs, someone else's comfort, someone else's story. You don't have to keep performing the role you played in that relationship. You don't have to keep carrying the expectations that shaped you. You don't have to keep shrinking to fit a life you've already outgrown. The woman you were was not a mistake. She was a chapter, but she is not the whole book, and she is not the woman you're becoming. Second, ask yourself daily, what feels true for me now? Not last year, not in that relationship, not in the version of you that survived instead of lived. Now. Ask it gently, ask it honestly, ask it without demanding a perfect answer, because truth doesn't always arrive as a sentence. Sometimes it arrives as a whisper, a tug, a knowing, a shift in your body. Your truth is recalibrating, your intuition is waking up, your spirit is remembering itself. Let the answers rise slowly, let them surprise you, let them lead you somewhere new. And third, move slowly. Rebirth is not rushed. Identity doesn't rebuild through force or pressure or shoulds. It rebuilds through presence, through compassion, through spiritual grounding. Move at the pace of your nervous system. Move at the pace of your breath. Move at the pace of a woman who is no longer abandoning herself to keep up with a life that wasn't built for her. You are not behind. You are becoming. You are not who you were when this heartbreak happened, and that's the point. You're not meant to go back. You're meant to rise forward. Identity after heartbreak isn't about returning to an old version of yourself. It's about becoming the woman you were always meant to be. The one who is waiting beneath the noise, the fear, and the self-abandonment. You're not losing yourself. You're meeting yourself. And I'm honored to walk with you as you do. If today's episode stirred something awake in you, I would love to stay connected. Come join me over on Facebook. It's where we gather, breathe a little deeper together, and walk out this healing journey side by side. You'll find the link waiting for you in the show notes. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of your heart this week. Move gently, and remember, you're becoming someone you can trust. I'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to Healing After Heartbreak. If today's conversation opened something meaningful for you, Mary invites you to honor that moment, because awareness is where healing begins. And if this podcast is supporting you, the simplest way to help it grow is to subscribe, leave a review, or share this episode with a woman who needs to hear it. You can explore more of her work at marymajors.com. And if you're curious about the patterns shaping your healing journey, you're welcome to take her free quiz, What's Your Heartbreak Pattern? Available there as well. Until next time, remember, healing is a process, and you're becoming someone you can trust.